Who can we imagine had an easier journey to the gods than Scipio? Therefore, I fear that grieving at his death would be more of a sign of envy than of friendship. But on the other hand, if it's true that the soul and body perish together, and no consciousness survives death, then it follows that, although there is nothing good in death, there is also nothing evil. Because if sensation passes away, it's the same as if we had never been born. But we do rejoice that Scipio was born, as will our country as long as it exists. And so, as I've already said, things turned out very well with Scipio, but less so with me. Seeing that I was born before him, it would have been more fair if I had departed life first. But still, I rejoice in remembering our friendship, and believe that my life was blessed because I was able to live it with Scipio. We shared together all our public and private cares. We lived together in the same home, soldiered together in the same campaigns, and enjoyed the very essence of friendship, a common set of beliefs, aspirations, and opinions. Therefore, I take less delight in my reputation for wisdom, which Fannius has mentioned, especially since it is undeserved, than in the hope that people will long remember the friendship I shared with Scipio. This aspiration is all the more pleasing to me, because in the whole course of history, only 3 or 4 pairs of true friends are recorded. I hope that the friendship of Scipio and Laelius will be known to future generations as one of these. Fannius. Your hope will certainly come true, Laelius. But since you have mentioned friendship, and since we are free from public business at the moment, you would please me very much, and Scaevola too, I think, if you would follow your usual custom when questions are put to you, and tell us what you believe about friendship, both what you think it is, and how we might practice it. Scaevola. It would be pleasing to me as well. In fact, I was about to make the same request of you before Fannius spoke. Both of us would be most grateful to hear what you have to say on the subject. Laelius. I'd certainly have no objection if I had any confidence that I could say something worthwhile. For the subject of friendship is a worthy one, and as Fannius said, we have no pressing business at the moment. But who am I to talk about it? What talent do I have in such things? The people who are trained at discoursing about something with no preparation are philosophers, and Greeks at that. It is a difficult thing to do, and requires no small amount of practice. If you truly want someone able to delve deeply into the subject of friendship, I advise you to seek out people who claim to be skilled at such discussions. All I can say is that you should place friendship above all other human concerns, for nothing else is in such harmony with nature, nor is anything else so helpful to us in both good times and bad. One thing I believe you must know above all is that friendship is not possible except between good people. Now, I don't plan on going into this in depth like those who argue at length, perhaps correctly, but with no thought for practical living, that only a wise man can be good. Even if we concede that they're right, they think of wisdom as a quality that no mortal man has ever truly achieved. We, on the other hand, should look instead for the kind of wisdom that can be attained in everyday life. I'd never say that even our forefathers, Gaius Fabricius, Manius Curius, or Tiberius Coruncanius, all of whom our ancestors judged to be wise, reached the philosopher's standard of wisdom. Therefore, let them keep for themselves their invidious and impossible brand of wisdom, if they will only grant the Romans I just mentioned were good. They won't concede even this, though, since they will say that only their kind of wise men can be good. Let us, therefore, proceed by our own dull wits, as the saying goes. Whoever act and live so that their lives give proof of faithfulness, integrity, fairness, and generosity, and who are free from low passion, greed, and violence, and are of great strength of character, such as those men I mentioned, let us believe that these men should be called good, as they were considered in life, and let us call them such because, as much as human beings possibly can, they followed nature, the best guide for living well. It seems to me that we were created in such a way so that there is a bond between us all that grows stronger the closer we are to each other.